Welcome to the Premier League, Brentford. They have hit the ground running. Frank Leboeuf and Stewart Robson joining us now. Stu, what happened today to Arsenal?
Well, again, they didn't play particularly well. They had a lot of play. You just saw the stats there. They had 22 shots, but there wasn't a real cutting edge when they got it into the top third. They relied very much on their left-back Tierney to get forward down the left-hand side and get crosses in. Emile Smith Rowe played very well as the number 10. But the two centre-halves had a problem. Brentford played with two up front. Even Tony, the big striker, won too many balls in the air. And Bueno kept on running off the back of him and caused real problems. The two centre-halves for Arsenal didn't cope with it. Mari, I thought, was really poor. And Ben White, who's been bought in for a lot of money, yes, he might be good on the ball, but you have to be dominant as a centre-half. And I'd be interested to know what Shaka thought about the second goal when the throw-in comes in. Leno got himself pinned at the near post and didn't even make any sort of effort to get the ball. So Arsenal didn't play particularly well, but they dominated possession. They had 22 shots. There'll be better days for Arsenal. And, of course, they didn't have Aubameyang playing or Lacazette, who were ill before the game. Not a great performance from them.
Go on then, Shaka. What did you make of that moment?
Listen, as a keeper, once you get pinned in like that, as Leno was, there's not an awful lot you can do from there. You can back off onto your line, but you are hoping for your defence to bail you out. As I said during the highlight, you, as a defender, how that ball is allowed to drop in that way is simply beyond me. Arsenal had bodies around it and couldn't do much. I'm remiss to point the finger at Leno. It's well, I'm always remiss to point the finger at the goalkeeper saying that, but I certainly don't blame Leno in this instance, no.
Frank, what a start from Brentford.
That was fantastic. And first, let me congratulate the Bees fans, and Shaka just mentioned that when Shaka came on, what they did to that young guy is absolutely fantastic. And it made me feel very, very happy when I saw that, because it shows that the world is not that stupid, it's not that terrible, and the majority of people are smart people and understand football and understand human rights. So I was very happy to see that. And for Brentford, I used to live next to that small city close to London, and since 1947, I think they've been waiting to go back to the Premier League, and the first game was absolutely fantastic. It's a typical, English fighting spirit. You give everything, like you can die on the field, and it's what they did. They've been convincing. They did what they had to do, and maybe because of Arsenal weaknesses, they ended up, winning. But all credits to those players and the coach for the first game, because they really did what they had to do to win that game.
Julien joining us now. Some might say an Arsenal apologist. I wonder what he's got to say about this result today.
I can't wait to hear this.
Jules, Mikel Arteta, how will this be seen? Is he in trouble after this result?
Not after this result, no, not after the first game of the season. The problem is they've got Chelsea and Manchester City coming up, so you could easily find yourself with 0 points after 3 games. The issue for me is that last season we saw already on defensive set pieces, they struggled in the first half of the season, they addressed it. For the second half of the season, they did a little bit better, but tonight that's what cost them again, 2 goals on set pieces. The second one, really at this level, is unforgivable. They've got a new set pieces coach, by the way, that they went to poach at Manchester City, Arteta's former club, and clearly he hasn't really improved. And if you can't defend better than that on set pieces against a team like this as well, really strong, really good in the air, really good on set pieces, you will always struggle. And yeah, you can have a lot of the ball. At times we saw some good movement. We saw them getting into the final third again. They do that a lot. Last season they got 42% of the ball in the opposition's third, but you do nothing with it. And that's the problem. And yeah, of course, Lacazette and Aubameyang not being there is a big blow, because Balogun is still very young, and after that you don't have another number 9, so you play false number 9 with Pepe, you play Martinelli there. It's not good enough, but still they should have used the ball much better in the opposition last third.
Robbo, you look confused there.
No, I thought Jules is absolutely right. They didn't defend set plays quite well enough. That's just my normal face, Kay. You know, that's a real worry that you mentioned that.
Face.
But no, I thought that Arsenal, and I was on with Jules on these podcasts the other day, and we were talking about Ben White having to be the leader. He's come in for £50 million. He's a centre half. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's good on the ball, but he has to be a leader. Today, he lost out to a bigger player or a player that was really physical, and he didn't cope with it. And I don't think he read the danger particularly well. Sometimes when it was 2v2, when one player's going up to head the ball, the other's got to be round on the cover. And the two centre-halves didn't read the danger, they didn't get the positioning right and didn't play well enough at all. And that's what's cost them in the end.
Robbo, Jules says that Arteta is not under pressure after that opening day result. Should he be?
I don't think he's going to be under pressure after one game. I don't think he should be. He's got to be given maybe 10 games. But if he doesn't get some results after 10 games, the fans will put him under pressure. There's no doubt about that. Then the board will, as boards normally do, take notice of the fans. And he'll be under pressure if they don't get enough wins in the first 10 games. He's a man that's going to be under the scrutiny after this game, but he's got to do much, much better.
Yeah, I think his name's been coming up a lot ahead of the season as well, which is why many eyes will have been on this game. Frank, what were your thoughts on Arsenal's performance today?
Well, they started well the first 15 minutes, but I agree with Robbo. The thing is, when you want to start a season, first you have to look for is to be strong defensively, and the two central half didn't show any strength enough, I would say, to make sure that you can settle down and start your offensive actions. And little by little we saw them not going anywhere except maybe Julien and Smith Rowe. We didn't see players, finding something special to go and overtake, Brentford and try to score a goal. There was nothing but I would have said like last season. At a certain time they can do something, but they're not good enough. We have the tendency, because Arsenal is a big club, because Arsenal has a big history, that we always think that the players who wear the shirt are good enough to keep that level. No, the squad of Arsenal right now doesn't deserve to be more than, I would say, 7th or 8th this season, because they're not good enough. You have talented players, but overall, you don't have a squad to finish in the first 7.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.